Today guys, we're going to be looking at ways you can build bigger biceps. Now everyone wants bigger biceps. I do, I'm sure you do. That's why you're here today. Last week I did a video on how to grow your biceps. I'd recommend watching that because there's some different exercises in there that you might find helpful. Now let's jump into today's video. We're starting off with the preacher curl. I didn't do this exercise for 10 years and I can't believe I ignored it. The reason I did is because in the gym, all the steadheads were always on this machine. So I thought if steadheads are using it, there probably ain't going to be any real benefit from it. It's probably a cheap way to grow your biceps. How wrong was I? This is an absolute great exercise to isolate your bicep and see some growth in those arms. Two little tips here. You want to take the weight up to your forehead and try holding it for a second so you put your muscle under some real tension. The first set I started off with 9 reps, second and third set I did 6 reps, and the final set was to failure. Guys, that final set when you go to failure will make all the difference on your results. Keep pushing yourself and you will see the gains. So this next exercise, you won't see many people doing it. Actually, you might see people doing it seated, but this is a standing version. The person who I saw doing this was Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was known for having his 22 or 28-inch biceps. I'll have to Google that and get back to you. But he had the biggest arms ever and I saw him doing this exercise. So I started to do it and I definitely felt the benefits. It's also a different way just to train your biceps because your arm is hanging slightly differently. You got to train your muscles in all the planes possible. That's why I love changing it up. There's loads of bicep exercises out there. You have to choose the right bicep exercise for you. You'll know which ones work, which one give you the most results, which one give you the most gains. You can only take advice and knowledge from people. You try it, if it works, you use it. If it doesn't, you adapt it. If it's no use at all, you change it. It's as simple as that. On this exercise, I only did 3 sets. First set was 9 reps, second 2 sets were 6 reps. Exercise number 3, the seated incline bicep curl. An absolute great exercise for growing your biceps. The reason why I love this, it gives your arms a nice stretch when you're doing the curl. You don't have too much pressure on your elbows, you don't have too much pressure on your wrist, and also your biceps are isolated. Now you can do bicep curls standing, but the problem is when you're standing, you're moving all over the place. When you're seated, you can't do that. You're less likely to cheat and all the emphasis is put on your biceps. Now, if you get any pain doing this, you can raise the bench slightly. If you don't get no pain, maybe even lower the bench a little bit more to put even more tension on your bicep, guys. This is one exercise I definitely think you should add to your bicep routine. Give it a go and let me know in the comments how you find this exercise. So because this exercise was feeling good today, I did 4 sets, and you will see the pump I get on my final set. And the final set, I went to failure. Our second to last exercise, the hammer curl with the rope. Now I prefer doing hammer curls with dumbbells, but due to the pain in my elbow, I can't do it. So I've had to modify it to do it with a rope. No, it's not as good because I prefer doing it with the dumbbell, I have to be honest. But if you can't do something, you have to modify your training. So that's what I did here. I do it with a rope, I still get a good pump, but if I had the choice, I'd definitely do it with a dumbbell. One little thing here, I'm bouncing a little bit too much, so the next time I do this, I don't want to bounce as much. Also, you want to take the rope to your forehead and really tense your biceps at the end to give your biceps a real good pump. So to finish off our biceps, I decided to do some reverse grip pull-ups. Absolutely great for finishing off your biceps. Now I didn't have the energy, well I probably did have the energy to do them without a band, but I wanted to get some more reps in. So I decided to use the band. I did 3 sets of 10, and that's all you need to do just to finish off your biceps at the end of the day. Also, when you do pull-ups, you're tensing your core a little bit, you're working your back a little bit, so there's other benefits to it as well. So I love finishing with something like this. If you've got the energy, if you haven't, 4 exercises is more than enough. Once we finish with the pull-ups, we'll work on our forearms, and then we'll jump into a little bit of core. So finally guys, we're going to finish off with some wrist pulls, nice and simple. Set the weight to where you feel comfortable, 10 to 12 reps, 3 sets, you're good to go. Really good for working your forearm, making your forearm stronger. I stopped doing these because of tennis elbow, but my tennis elbow, it's niggly, but it's not as bad as what it used to be. And plus, my forearms feel a little bit weak, so it's about time I put these back in. So if you want to build your forearms, you should definitely consider doing this exercise. You will definitely see the benefits. If you're suffering with tennis elbow, this has been one of the best exercises to help me reduce the pain. All I'm doing is swinging the dumbbell up and twisting it. I feel it strengthening my forearms, and it's just taking a bit of pressure off the pain. Now, this is very simple. Stick with the light weight and you will be good. Do 10 to 12 reps, you should be fine. Once you've done that, you start to work the wrist. All you're doing is flicking the wrist up and down and strengthening the area where it's very weak. I'm strengthening up my wrist and my forearms at the same time. 3 sets of 10 to 12 of each exercise, and you should be good. Finally guys, we'll finish off with some core work and building some extra stability in our shoulders. Get a stability ball, put your elbows on it, get into a plank position, move your elbows back and forward. This is absolutely great for working your core and help strengthening your shoulders. A great exercise to finish with. Now guys, I offer one-to-one coaching. If you're interested in that, the link's in the description. If you want to leave me a comment, I will answer to everything. Hope you got value from today's video. If you did, like and subscribe. Stay passionate, stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next one.